the Come On In Sports Network.
Welcome to the Final Score presented by the Come On In Sports Network. I'm your host, Dolph Jackson. Well, listen, baby, Thanksgiving Day kicked off with a battle in the NFC North as the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions went head to head. And man, what a game it was. Before the season started, there were many who picked the Lions to be, and with good reason, one of the favorites in the NFC. But to me, there was one thing that a lot of people were trying to, how should I put this, shove under the rug, not make a big deal about. They were saying that the Lions are talented, that they are. But what they seem to not understand or overlook or give not enough credit to was coaching. I stated that you don't just lose, you just don't lose your top two assistants, your top two coordinators, your offensive and defensive coordinator, and things just continue to run smoothly. Things have definitely been different this season for the Lions, as Ben Johnson has now made his way to the Windy City. And as of the time of this recording, the Bears are in first place in the NFC North, and they have just knocked off the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia. Aaron Glenn is in New York, coaching the Jets, a major rebuilding project on his hands. Things are not all sunshine and all smiles for the Lions this season. They're still a winning football team. Dan Campbell has taken over the play call duties for the Lions, and the Lions continue to struggle. So something has to give for the Lions, but it wouldn't be yesterday in Motown, as Jordan Love and the Packers will come out with a 31-24 win over the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love was simply the best player on the field yesterday. Yesterday, Love will complete 18 of 30 passes for 234 yards and 4 touchdowns. If this is the Jordan Love that the Green Bay Packers can get for the remainder of the season and the postseason, the Packers could very well represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. The Packers have swept the Lions this year with a decisive win on opening day and a win yesterday. As for the Detroit Lions, they've got to get pressure on the opposing QB, and you cannot always send extra bodies at the quarterback. Someone's going to have to step up other than Aiden Hutchinson and help him. The pass rush is missing for the Lions. The big play is missing for the Lions defensively. Who's that game changer on the defensive side for the Detroit Lions? Because right now, he's missing. And when you talk about a game changer, a person that can wreck a game, wreak havoc on the game, start nowhere else and talk about none other than one of the most feared defenders in the National Football League today, not named Myles Garrett or TJ Watt, and Micah Parsons. Parsons simply was a problem all day. He finished with 2.5 sacks. He was disruptive. He was stout against the run game. Micah Parsons is every bit of that special player that many thought he was when the Packers made that trade that shocked the NFL world with the Dallas Cowboys to bring him to Tinseltown. If he wasn't bringing Goff to the ground or hitting him, his presence was still being felt. Micah Parsons is a difference maker. And that's the one difference. That's one of the difference between these two teams. Micah Parsons is a player for the Packers that demands attention on every snap. That's whether you're doubling him, that's whether you're having a tight end or running back chip him. Hell, early in the game, he was double teamed. He even got chipped by Montgomery, but still got in there and recorded his first sack that he shared, the half a sack. But it just shows you the relentless aggression and desire that this young man plays with. When the Green Bay Packers are playing at their top level, they're one of the best teams, in my opinion, in the National Football League. But we can say that about many of the teams that are currently in the playoff picture right now today. How many teams this season, family, have we all sat back and said after a performance, man, they may be the best team in the league. That's the team to beat. And then they have a scratch your head loss that just makes you sit back and say, what's going on? Well, what's going on is simple. This year, to me, there is no clear-cut favorite to win the Super Bowl. You could talk about Green Bay. You could even the Rams now. You can talk about Buffalo. Hell, dude, we got to throw the Patriots in there now. Put some respect on the Patriots now. Right now, the Ravens and the Chiefs have an uphill battle to try to even make the playoffs. And who saw that coming? The AFC is wide open. Despite being 9-2. Are the Patriots just unbeatable? There's not one unbeatable team in the league. That includes the team that right now seems to be playing the soundest, and that's the Los Angeles Rams. But again, yesterday in Motown, it was Micah Parsons, it was Jordan Love, and it was Devontae Wicks leading the way as the Packers defeated the Lions 31-24. And there, as you can see on the screen, over Brian Branch, who was one hell of a player, by the way. He was all over the field. But that catch right there, that sealed the deal, baby. It was over, done with. Sayonara. It was over with. The Packers have swept the regular season the regular season matchup, with the Green Bay Packers. Now let's take a look at the current playoff standings as of. So right now the Packers are sitting in 6th place in the NFC playoff race with an 8-3-1 record. They got a 91% chance to make the playoff. You can book it. Packers are making the playoff. The Lions, what they lost last week, Thursday, fall to 7-5, and their schedule gets does not get easier. Next Thursday, they take on Dak Prescott in the #1 offense in the National Football League in the Dallas Cowboys. It's going to be, in my opinion, on that surface, I'm looking for a high-scoring game. I believe that for the Lions to come out on top, and for the Cowboys, in that fact, to come out on top, someone's going to have to make a big play on special teams. Kickoff return, punt return, or recovering a fumble on a punt return or kickoff return. So the Lions right now, they drop to 8th, one game behind the 8-4 49ers for the 7th and final spot in the 2025-2026 NFL postseason. As I spoke about, they're the Packers. They're sitting there second in the NFC North, 8-3-1. They just got past the Lions, and many were thinking prior to today that there will be a good chance they can move up to #2, because many thought that the Chicago Bears would not be able to go into the city of brotherly love and do what they did today. Oh, were you wrong, baby? As the Bears defeat, that's right, the Bears defeat the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, man. Shout out to Coach Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, defensive coordinator Dennis Allen, and the Chicago Bears, as the Bears clinched their first winning season since 2018. Congratulations to the Bears and going in there and knocking off the NFC East leading Philadelphia Eagles. But again, the Packers' impressive road win yesterday. Jordan Love, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Man, he made some great passes, man. He like the one when he rolled to his left early in the game, and he threw a rope. And I want to say it was to to Wicks, but it was a heck of a pass by Jordan Love. On the day, Love targeted receivers a line wide 53% of his attempts. So he went to the outside receiver 53% of the time against the line, which was the 4th highest mark of his career. And when he did do so, he had success. In fact, he was 10 of 16 for 139 yards and 3 touchdowns. He totaled 126 of his 234 passing yards on just 6 attempts beyond 20 air yards. So yesterday, man, again, Jordan Love had it going on. And listen, Love was living in Motown yesterday, man. Congratulations once again to the Green Bay Packers. They improved to 8-3-1. They're currently the 6th seed in the NFC playoff race. They're #2 in the NFC North, behind the NFC North leading Chicago Bears. Again, the line 7-5. They're on the outside looking in. Still have a little time, but they're going to need help to make the playoffs. But most importantly, you got to help yourself. You got to handle your business. And they got a tall order next week. They face the #1 scoring offense in the Dallas Cowboys, and a defense that has gotten healthier and has improved, especially with Quentin Williams in that middle. I'm telling you, next Thursday night's game, to me, is a must-win for both of those teams. And the loser could possibly lose out on making the 2025-2026 NFL playoffs. Well, family, I'm Dolph Jackson. This has been the final score. I want to thank you for joining us. I want to remind you all to join us this Sunday morning, every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central and 11 a.m. Eastern for As the NFL Turns. That's right, As the NFL Turns, baby. The fastest growing pregame show on all social media. John Carlos, PJ, Zach, Nonfiction, Coach Rock, Learns, Jeremy, and yours truly as we get you set for the day's action as the NFL Turns, airing on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Playback TV. That's right, baby. Playback TV, your home for live sports. If you're not familiar with Playback TV, just type in Playback TV / Come On In Sports Network. Over there, man, we cover live NBA basketball. That's right. You can watch the literal game, the actual game with us live as it is happening in its entirety on Playback TV. But again, family, I'm Dolph Jackson. This has been the final score, brought to you by the Come On In Sports Network. And remember, family, the doors are now open. So come on in. Have a good evening. We out.
The Come On In Sports Network.